that is, yeah. And
Okay.
close the door behind them.
Okay.
Okay, you can close the door behind you, thank you.
Okay, so do I
Coming
just
up.
start out asking you questions? Or
I
just
guess
start-
so.
Okay.
Okay.
Or you could say hi to me
Okay.
and introduce yourself.
What we're going to do before we get started, I'm going to tell you, is we want you to say your name. And possibly spell it, just so we have it officially on somewhere on the record, all right?
Okay, so
We just want to record. Are you ready? Okay.
Because any wasted time, they
Go
can
ahead
just
and
edit that out.
Look into that camera and say your name and spell it.
Mira Sanderson, Mira. Do you want me to spell my last name?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
And I'm David Cecelski, Cecelski. And I'm excited to be here with Mira.
Okay. So when we're ready, and you let us know when you're ready, we just ask you to ask the first question. Okay.
Okay.
And you guys are having a conversation between each other, and we are just eavesdropping. So ignore us.
And someone will tell us when to stop.
Do you know when you're going to stop?
I have no idea.
Tom, someone in there will decide when she stops? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
We'll let
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, so the record button is this red, the red one?
You're not recording, don't worry.
Okay, all right,
Oh.
that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
But he is.
All right.
Okay, cool.
I'm ready when you are.
I'm ready.
Are you guys ready?
Yep, anytime
Ask
you want
away.
to start, you
Okay.
start.
Well, why do you think people wait, can I
Sure. Take a
I'm
pause.
so confused.
Take a pause and stop. This is all
It's the nice thing about digital.
all recorded. We
They'll
can
just
edit
edit out
those
any
out.
all the embarrassing things we do.
I'm just so nervous. Okay.
Do you want to hear about the first time that I talked about him with
Yeah.
students?
That would be great.
So ask that question. We need you to ask the question.
Okay, can you tell me about the first time you talked to students about Galloway?
Yes, actually, elementary school students in Durham first convinced me to write about Abraham Galloway. I had been invited to give to visit a class at the Watt Street School, you know, near your school.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I forget what I was supposed to talk about, but all I know is that I was totally bombing. I mean, I just like, you know, the kids were looking off this way, and they were talking, and they wanted to go to recess and everything. And that morning, I had been going through old documents and records here at the Duke Library in the archives, and I had just begun my research on this extraordinary figure, Abraham Galloway, you know, who was an escaped slave, and he was organizing against slavery in Canada and in Haiti, and he was a spy working to destroy the Confederacy, all these things, but nobody had ever heard of him, and I had never heard of him. So there I am dying with this 4th and 5th grade. They had all 4th and 5th grade there.
Yeah.
And so I just started telling stories about Abraham Galloway that I had just read that morning. I told stories like the time that he went 90 miles behind enemy lines to rescue his mother, who had been a slave in Wilmington. And I told stories about the way that he had been captured behind enemy lines all the way out in Mississippi, and then somehow got away. It was like this miracle, and came, you know, 1,000 miles back to New Bern. And I also talked about the way he carried himself with he carried it with the 2 pistols and the coat open, and the way that he wouldn't back down to any man, black or white, and they loved Galloway. I mean, and it kind of surprised me, like because usually 4th and 5th graders aren't like history people, right?
Yeah.
Unlike you.
Yeah.
And they thanked me. They were very nice, and the teacher was very nice. And then about 3 or 4 days later, the teacher called me to thank me again, and she said, "Well, you know, they've organized an Abraham Galloway club, and
Really?
in recess they play. This club plays games out in recess," which got me worried because I figured, you know,
Yeah.
Galloway was a real troublemaker. So I started thinking, well, gosh, maybe I need to learn more about who this man was, and if he captures the imagination of you know, young people like that, then maybe this is something that I should do.
Oh.
So that's the story of how I first talked about Abraham Galloway.
So that whole like experience was your motivation for.
He was a
looking
very
for it.
exciting person. I mean, he was a freedom fighter of the purest kind. You know, anybody would admire him and be inspired by him. But I wasn't sure that people would care. I mean, nobody knew who he was. I wasn't sure that I could bring him back out of the past.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that his story had been sort of covered up for so long that I wasn't sure that I even had the ability to uncover his story again. And so I needed inspiration. I needed to know that somebody besides me cared. And so even though they were 4th and 5th graders, to see that kind of excitement and, you know, questions and enthusiasm, to have an Abraham Galloway club, that was very inspiring to me, and it was hard to research him, so I needed a little push.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we need you to look at him and just nod your head, look at him only, and just nod your head.
Okay.
Hey, don't laugh, just look at him.
Okay.
Fascinating.
I can't.
Okay,
You're doing good.
that's good.
You did good.
We're done.
All right. Do you want me